Hello, I'm here today with Roger Johnston, Sector Head of Industrials here at Edison. Roger, welcome.
Hello.
So today we're going to be talking about Kongsberg Automotive. Can you just tell me a bit about the history of the group?
Sure. If you look at the history, it started out as part of a larger industrials conglomerate in Norway, which was predominantly focused on the defence industry, in fact. That started supplying brakes into Volvo in the 1950s and then grew from there effectively. There was a management buyout in 1987, and then since then it's grown through acquisition into a global player in the automotive and commercial vehicle market.
It's a global company and yet it's based in Norway. That's quite unusual, isn't it, for an automotive company?
It is quite unusual. You would expect them to be, probably German or US, but effectively, they do have global operations. Over 95% of the business is outside of Norway. The manufacturing locations around the world give them both the flexibility in terms of access to low-cost regions, but also actually being alongside the partners and global OEMs that they're supplying. 65% of the businesses are in those low-cost regions, and that gives them that flexibility.
Now, the group has seen a relatively flat sales performance over the last few years. What do you think is going to change that?
There's basically three key areas that they're looking to drive growth. Firstly, it's looking at accessing the proper growth markets. So that's both in terms of technologies. You have some shift from mechanical actuation to electronics, for example. They have a shift-by-wire technology that they're using on the driveline business, but also looking at regions. So if you look at the BRIC region, they're very focused on winning contracts in those regions and delivering growth there. Secondly, it is about that electronics content. So 30% of the products at the moment effectively have electronics embedded within them. They're looking to shift that further, and they've invested in electronics centres of excellence, both in Europe and North America, to deliver that. And then thirdly, it is about that getting alongside the global OEMs. So it's being in a lot earlier in the cycle, making sure they're involved in the design, and also delivering products that they want to have.
So what are the targets that the group has set?
The group set a number of targets back at its Capital Markets Day in 2012. It said by 2015 they will achieve a number of things. Firstly, it's about selective growth. They're making sure that the contracts they do win are profitable. So it's not really just all about growing the top line, it's doing it profitably. Secondly, it's around actually enhancing the margin. So with that selective growth, also looking at where you can deliver the technology side of things that allows you to actually enhance the margins and through the operational efficiency programs. Thirdly, it's about targeted investment and driving the return on capital employed. They're targeting 15% by 2015. And then finally, it's about net debt reduction. So they're driving down the debt. They've got a target of net debt to EBITDA of 2.5 times by 2015, and they're well on the way to achieving that. Effectively, overall, what they're looking to do is provide the flexibility to invest in their R&D going forward and really position themselves for the future.
And so what areas do you think Kongsberg will be focusing on in the future?
Longer term, I think you're certainly going to see more of an electronics bent to what they do, and also if you look at areas such as hybrid and electric vehicles, they recently acquired the remaining portion of the joint venture that they didn't own, a company called ePower Nordic, and that really is about power electronics. It's about how do you manage the entire sort of electrical chain within a vehicle. That's one a number of interesting contracts that actually allows them to start to get into the very front of that end of the business.
Roger, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
If you'd like any more information, please do visit the Edison website.